Welcome back to How to Organize Workshops and Seminars Part 2. Now we're going to dig into the planning, the marketing, the enrolling into your event. Let's go. First, I'm going to start with how to set the pricing of your event. I'm also going to get into the venue planning and logistics, then marketing and enrolling and getting people signed up for your event, and finally, how to deliver a powerful event, how to lead your workshop or seminar effectively. Before you can market and enroll people to your event, you've got to know what to charge. Now, I've charged a variety of different fees, all the way from free to several thousands of dollars for a variety of different events. Now, it depends on what is the purpose of your event. Are you using this seminar or workshop to introduce people to something brand new, to gain attention, to start to build your audience? Or are you delivering this to a group of people who are already highly qualified and highly interested? If it's the first, if you're using this as a marketing strategy to get your name out there, then I suggest keeping the price point low so that you can build some volume. And then inside of the event, one really great strategy is to differentiate between the different stages that people are at. So here's an example. You can have your event be free to the general public, and you can create a VIP version of your registration for the people that want to take it to a higher level. I found that when I create that two-tiered pricing, the people who are the best and most ideal clients to take the next step are usually the ones that invest more upfront. So those VIP people are people that I want to have closer engagement with because they might be the ones that want to buy into my bigger program or my next program. So what I used to do when I was doing workshops and seminars is I'd have these two tiers, and the VIP people, one of the things they got as VIPs was we went to lunch together, and we would have a private lunch just with the VIPs. You could do that with a mastermind. You can offer that the VIPs get a hot seat with you at the workshop, at the seminar, or you could even build in a strategy session or some sort of conversation for after the workshop or seminar. And that way you have already an opportunity to check in with them and say, hey, how was that for you? How would you like to learn about what's next? And that creates the perfect sales opportunity without having to pitch or sell something on the stage from your workshop or seminar. Isn't that a great idea? Another thing we'll want to think about at this juncture is the venue, and so you can plan for the logistics. A lot of times your venue is going to dictate how many people you can have, so you'll want to nail that down before you start marketing and promoting your event in earnest. So when you're looking at the venue, believe it or not, most people think that they have to pay for venues. And absolutely, you can feel free to pay for venues. No problem. But if you want to save money and make your events even more profitable, I recommend considering getting a venue for free. Believe it or not, there are so many places out there that would be interested in driving traffic in exchange for giving you the use of their space. I used to host my workshops at bars, at restaurants, at chambers of commerce, at wedding venues. Any location that's looking to drive eyeballs and traffic might be interested in partnering with you to help you host your event. One thing that I used to do with bars and restaurants was they would give me appetizers and sometimes even a free drink for everybody who came to my event. Why? Because they wanted people to come to that venue. Now, this works especially well when it's a new venue that's trying to drum up new business. Think about it. You're saving them marketing dollars by bringing your people there. And another thing you can do is you can even invite them to invite their people to your event and give them a special coupon code. So for example, let's say this restaurant is interested in bringing people to its venue. And let's say you have a workshop and it's going to be $47. If you're using a tool like Eventbrite, which I highly recommend to promote your event and generate ticket sales, you can give the restaurant a coupon code for all its people. And that way, its people that it invites can get a special deal on your event. And then your people that come to the event are exposed to the restaurant, and maybe the restaurant has a coupon or a giveaway to give your people so that they come back to the restaurant. It's a win-win. I'm a big believer in partnership, especially if you're building your workshops and seminars from scratch. Now let's talk about marketing and enrolling people into your event. Now, I mentioned briefly Eventbrite before, and I'm going to bring it back up again because I am such a big fan of this platform. It's so good, it's so easy. Anybody can create an event on it. Anybody can generate ticket sales, make money. It's so simple with Eventbrite. By the way, I don't make any money for this. I don't have an affiliate commission with Eventbrite. I just love their tool and I use it myself. But one thing about Eventbrite that's so great is that if you start getting traction with your events, it will recommend your events to brand new people who you don't even know. And there's a Facebook Eventbrite integration that you can activate. And then when people sign up for your event, it can tell their friends on Eventbrite that they've signed up for your event and invite other people in their network to sign up for your event too. So that to me is worth its weight in gold. And that's why even though I find Eventbrite's interface to not be so beautiful and their event, invitations, they could be nicer and better, it's still worthwhile to use it. And by the way, for those of you who are a little more advanced and you do want to have your own beautiful landing pages and sign up registration pages for your events, what I do is I still create those and then I integrate it with Eventbrite on the back end. So people don't actually see the Eventbrite promo page unless they come through Eventbrite. But I send all my people to my beautiful landing page. Then they click register and they register through Eventbrite, but my people don't ever see that interface from Eventbrite. But people that Eventbrite introduces you to will see that. And you can even link to, in the description, you can link to your beautiful page, even for the people that Eventbrite brings to you. Make sense? Another thing that I love about Eventbrite is that it allows you to have affiliates and partners. In Eventbrite, you can set up a partner and give them a special code and a special link that can track how many people they bring to you and can even pay them an affiliate fee for those people. You don't have to be a tech genius or really understand technology at all to set this up in Eventbrite. I used to use this with my Women's Success Summit in Miami, which I used to do years ago. I would set up the event, and then I had a whole bunch of partners that I would invite, the Miami Beach Chamber and ambassadors and all these people that I would make agreements with. And basically, I would give them a VIP ticket to the event in exchange for them enrolling 10 people into the event. So I would give them a special affiliate link, an affiliate commission, and then I could check and see how many people they actually brought. That was one way for me to track which affiliates and partners were really working and which ones I would invite back the next year. By the way, if you like this and you want to go deeper into the marketing strategies, watch my video, How to Market Workshops and Seminars. So now let's talk about planning your event. Now, I'm not going to get into the content because I covered that on part 1, but I do want to get into the format. When you're doing a workshop or seminar in person, your seating matters. I used to do theater style seating when I first started doing these events, and that was fine. Theater style seating is where everybody is next to each other in rows, okay? So you can pack a lot more people into a space that way. What I found though is the problem with theater seating is that it put all the attention on me and it didn't necessarily create the best dynamic for what I offer on the back end. Remember, my business is all about retreats and masterminds. So a big part of what I do is tap into collective wisdom. So what I found a better structure was either rounds where people could connect and engage with each other, or even classroom where people had the expectation that they were going to do some work. So these are two things to consider. Another layout that I love is a U-shaped format. Problem with U-shape is that it takes up a lot of space. It wastes a lot of space. But if you have a workshop that's small in a big space, it can be good because it can fill in that space really well and not feel empty. So I'm a big fan of U-shaped as well. In fact, in my retreats, I have a U-shape set up for the front of the room, and then I have rounds set up in the back. And we go back and forth between the U-shapes and the rounds because that helps create the connection. U-shape is really cool because people can see across the room. They can see each other in from every angle. And then the rounds are good because it creates those small breakout communities and a lot more connection among people. So really think about how you want that seating to support what you're creating in your workshop or seminar. Last, but certainly not least, is the delivery of your seminar or workshop is so important. What I mean by delivery is really the energy that you're coming from, your leadership, how you're showing up in the room. If you come into the seminar feeling deflated or tired or exhausted or stressed, or scarce or desperate, your people are gonna feel that. People can sense it, even if it's not consciously, but rather subconsciously, they can often pick up on that. And so one of the biggest things that I've learned over the years is how to get myself into state, getting myself into an energetic vibe where I'm coming in and I'm bringing people up. I'm uplifting, I'm energizing, I'm exciting, I'm not worried, right? And let me tell you something, it can be nerve-wracking to deliver a seminar or workshop. I know that, especially in the beginning, there were nights that I'd toss and turn and I wouldn't sleep and I was exhausted because I was so stressed out about, will I be good enough? Will they like it? Will they like me? Right? So I know how that feels. So that's why it's so important for you to find a practice. Find some sort of ritual, a pre-game ritual, if you will, before you go out on that stage. So I'll share with you one of my pre-game rituals. Well, I have a few. The first is that I meditate every single morning I meditate every morning, but especially when I'm going to be presenting, I do an extra special meditation session where I really connect to my own heart and my own purpose for giving this retreat. And I really try to also connect with the idea of who's coming. If I know specific people are coming, I try to connect with them and really imagine myself giving them value, giving them love, sending out my gifts. And then I imagine in the audience them sending their love and their support to me. You know, we can sometimes come into one of these experiences and feel like everyone's judging us. But the truth is, people are coming to your seminar or workshop because they want you to succeed. They want you to help them. They want you to give them this outcome that you've promised. So do your pre-game, whatever it takes to really connect to giving the gifts and also receiving the gifts from them, their support, their admiration, their respect. Another thing that I do is right before I go out, I usually hold myself up in a bathroom stall and do deep, deep breathing, hands on heart, and just coming back to remembering what I just talked about. All of my clients do this now too, or at least I suggest that they do it. And several of them have come back and shared with me that it really, really works. If this video was helpful for you and you want to go deeper into how you can build a business doing seminars and workshops and retreats and masterminds, then I can help. Visit superstaractivator.com/go to learn a little bit more about how I work with clients and how you might be able to work with me. You can set up a free 15-minute discovery call there, or you can even book a whole hour-long strategy session about how you can use retreats and seminars and workshops to make a living without sacrificing your lifestyle.